Why yes, I did make this intro. Thank you for noticing. It sucks. Fuck you. Countdowns are an interesting genre type on YouTube in that they are a content type which isn't based around a personality. Or more, they don't generally have to have a strong personality attached to them because the main draw is not the person giving you the list, but rather the list itself. Now I say generally because even though that's the typical case for why you're probably going to click on one of these videos, there are instances where it's based around your interest in the person's opinion on the matter that you click on the video. Take for example my top 10 favorite Pokemon, where Dobbs is giving you his list for his top 10 Pokemon. The list gives you his personal favorite Pokemon, and the main draw is in knowing him and where his personal preferences lie. However, as I stated, I think in general the viewer is clicking on the video not for the person's opinion, but rather for the listing of the topic. And this topic can be anything from top 10 Chuck E. Cheese animatronic malfunctions to the 2013 top 10 table tennis shots. Anything that can have a list formed around it, there's probably a countdown video for it, and it can probably be found on WatchMojo.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 animated kid shows with surprisingly sexy women. Characters who meet their older or younger selves.
And absurd video game hairstyles.
Chicken dishes popular in America.
And songs musicians shamelessly name themselves in.
Top 10 sexiest anime maids.
Now, as a genre, countdowns have kind of a bad reputation. Personally, I don't usually have much of an issue with them, but I think the contention mainly comes from a few main areas. The first being, as I stated, the lack of real personality. If you need proof of that, it's not a very difficult conclusion to come to. If you look at most of the bigger countdown-based channels, there are a lot of them which have multiple hosts which they use in their videos. For example, WatchMojo, who has over 14 million subscribers and puts out a whopping 5+ videos a day, has several main hosts which they'll divide amongst their videos to voice their lists.
Welcome to WatchMojo's Top 5 Facts.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com.
Or how about most amazing top 10s who have 3 main hosts which they interlace in their videos.
And this is the top 10 science experiments that went horribly wrong.
So here are the top 10 questions you just can't answer.
I am bringing you the top 10 Queen Elizabeth secrets you're not supposed to know.
Even a channel like Tat's Top Videos, who's someone I would consider to be a good countdown channel, doesn't even host his own videos anymore. Instead, he relies fully on outside help to voice them over.
Blood freezing experiment.
Binary DNA.
World's best school psychologist.
All of these examples point to the obvious conclusion that the personality behind the video is irrelevant. People aren't coming to the channel to see the person, instead they're coming strictly for the list. And while that in and of itself doesn't matter much, because the same could be said about a lot of videos, people only watching what they're watching because of the topic and not the person talking about it, in countdowns I think it's an annoyance in the simplicity of the videos themselves. Or to put it another way, there is nothing original behind these videos. It's all superficial information that you probably already know, supplemented with the most basic stock footage of the countdown item, culminated into a list of what they think is the top 10 of that topic. There is no depth to its design. You're probably not going to learn anything new by watching one of these videos. At best, while watching top 10 creepypastas, you may learn about one you haven't read yet. Nor will you get any real opinion on it outside of the actual placement of the item in the list. So you don't need any discernible personality, nor do you need any real editing knowledge outside of maybe a transition or two if you're feeling especially spicy. This content type's starting to sound like a pretty easy one to do, isn't it? Well, apparently not easy enough, because people like Matthew Santoro still need to plagiarize online list articles so that they don't have anything original about their work. Now, to be fair, I don't really think that this is an issue that's necessarily that widespread, but with Matthew Santoro being one of the biggest countdown channels with just under 6 million subscribers at current date, the fact that he was basically plagiarizing leaves a pretty big mark on the genre as a whole. And if you're not sure what I'm talking about, I'll leave a link in the description to Grade A Under A's video, which was over a year ago, but showed pretty irrefutable proof that Santoro had been plagiarizing. These are some of the biggest reasons that I think countdowns have the reputations that they do. It seems to be one of the go-tos for anyone who doesn't really care about being entertaining or creative and is strictly looking at YouTube as a vehicle for money. Couple all that with the fact that they are known to clickbait quite heavily, and you have a genre that will get frowned upon quite often by people who are more than just casual viewers of YouTube. Now, with all that being said, obviously not every countdown channel operates in the same way that these bigger chains like WatchMojo or Most Amazing Top 10s do. I even mentioned one of my favorite countdown channels above, Tat's Top Videos. As I said, I would consider him to be a good countdown channel, mainly because he's not trying to capitalize on the day's latest trend just to get a little exposure. And even more importantly, he's someone who puts visible effort into his videos. Take for example one of his most recent videos, Top 18 Questions to Ask SCP-682, where he created original CGI of the SCP, which is a creepypasta thing if you're unaware, and held an interview of sorts with it. Now obviously, I'm not suggesting that every countdown take this type of approach to their lists, it's just an example of how I think countdowns can be done well in my opinion.
Surprised to see you again so soon.
Keep it short and simple, Watch.
Anyways, that's the video, guys. Like it, don't like it, let me know. Countdowns are a pretty broad genre, and there will always be exceptions to everything I've said, but I'm mainly speaking to the perceptions that I have about them as a genre. Like I said, personally, I don't have much of an issue with them, but I do see why people resent them because they're usually very unoriginal and simplistic for a genre type. I've even made a countdown list on my channel. Granted, it wasn't a serious one, but it just goes to show you how broad the genre can be. Shark pride for life, bruh.